Awesome idea, poor execution. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bad anime with great concept ideas. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the series that had intriguing premises, yet still managed to turn out an utter shitshow of an anime. Number 10, Mobile Suit Gundam F91. This could have been a juggernaut of a Gundam title, if only internal disputes hadn't turned the planned 50-episode series into one movie. As a result, all the freshness that could have come from a new pilot taking on the threat of an enemy that wasn't Zeon for once was lost due to poor pacing and narrative shortcuts.
What should I do?
I just don't understand. I thought when you cut your hair that meant that you were going back with the Ronas.
Oh no!
It's a mighty shame as well, since if it had been given the treatment it deserved, Seabook's battle against the Crossbone Vanguard would have made for a worthy follow-up to Char's counterattack.
Anna Marie, I always taught you that people who can't deal with their passions are trash.
Number 9, Myriad Colors Phantom World. Stereotypical, generic, bland, and a far cry from the dark and engaging premise found within the original novels. A rom-com with an underlying supernatural element, the series' narrative did little to stop either aspect from being purely mediocre. The most painful part, this was given to us by Kyoto Animation, the masterminds behind such classics as Haruhi Suzumiya. What happened to all that innovation? Where are the daring risks? Why give us a craptastic slice of life trying to sell itself as anime Ghostbusters? Number 8, Dragonaut: The Resonance. The plot of this anime is so batshit insane that even Gurren Lagann would tell them to tone it down.
Why is this happening?
Or at least it would have been if the show even bothered to do anything with said batshit plot. You have a giant meteor floating around Pluto, spawning dragons who want to destroy the Earth. Stop it! How do you not at least find some way to make that fun? The answer? By giving us characters with paper personalities moping around about the will they won't they, of course they bloody will romance.
See? You're not alone anymore. You have me now, Jin.
Number 7, Captain Earth. You're tearing us apart, Studio Bones. Why put in all that time and effort to give us a beautifully looking mecha series if you're going to give us a story that's as lazy as it is nonsensical? To be fair, we should have seen the red flags when our intergalactic antagonists were introduced as the Kill T Gang. It's a frighteningly shallow show with characters as forgettable as their motivations. We're gonna need a little more than special child finds a special robot and tries to save the world because he's special. Number 6, Fractale.
性的玩具などを目的とし、闇市場に？これじゃ本当にエッチじゃないか。
when the original director of Haruhi Suzumiya made his grand return, armed with the promise of an anime that was going to defy all of the tropes that all mainstream series had slipped into, you can bet many were excited to see what he had in store.
誰かと触れ合わなくても大抵うまくやっていける。ちょっと退屈ではあるけど、これ以上の何かがあるとも思えないし。
Unfortunately, the result turned out to be so mired in so many of said tropes that not even a nifty little premise could save it from scorn.
いや、もっとこんな感じでバーンって。とっても大きくするはずだわ。
A world where humans no longer interact with each other because they can create doppelgangers? How philosophically intriguing. Please tell us more, Mr. Yamamoto. Oh, it's just gonna be one great big Moe fest. We'll pass, thanks.
フレネって人、姉さんのこと嫌いなのかしら。
いや、そんなんじゃないと思うけど。だ
ったらよかったわ。
Number 5, Izetta, the Last Witch.
姫様の国は私が守ります。
Okay, anime. You want to give us witches in World War II? Fine. You just better come fully armed with a plot that manages to mingle them together in an organic way to create a truly enticing Elsewhere story. Surprise, surprise, they failed. Our two leads aren't only wooden in personality, but still manage to fall into all the magical girl pitfalls, a la acting like total idiots, even in the middle of a war zone. Unless you really like seeing not Germans get unceremoniously blown up, there is no reason to give this one the time of day. Number 4, Nyaruko, Crawling with Love. You know why we like Cthulhu and the rest of the Lovecraftian elder gods? Because they're beings of unimaginable horror. Creatures that not only tower over mankind with their hideous presence, but are also easily able to induce insanity without a second thought. Now, does any of that sound like it would make for a decent cute girl anime? No? Well, too bad. Cthulhu's cousin is now a quirky moe girl who has fallen hopelessly in love with our boring lead. Honestly, we'd rather go visit the corpse city of Rillia. Number 3, The Lost Village. In the world of horror anime, we've seen everything from murderous children all the way to demonic bunny rabbits. Yet, as far as classic hauntings, not so much, which is what initially made this series so appealing. Hoping to find a new way of life out in a remote village, a whole slew of adolescents slowly discover that their new utopia isn't as perfect as they'd hoped. The same could be said for this anime. Sure, the first couple of episodes are rather spooky, but then the whole thing takes a narrative nosedive. Too many characters, too little scares, and a whole lot of wasted time in between. Can we please get back on the bus now? Number 2, Makaku City Actors. If there was ever an anime that had the potential to take characters from a Vocaloid music video and make a successful series out of their exploits, it would have been this one. After all, the animation is beautiful, the cast are certainly intriguing, and the use of multiple perspectives to structure the story works well enough.
やだよ、なんで見ず知らずのおばさんなんかと。だからおばさんじゃないって。
So what went wrong? A convoluted plot that repeatedly squandered its potential to the point where we're wondering if the real Blindfold gang were the series writers. That would explain a lot.
あんまり気乗りしないっすけど、了解っす。
Number 1, Nobunaga the Fool.
What's wrong? It stinks.
Will you people please leave Oda Nobunaga alone? He's been in so many anime, the majority of which are either forgettable or total trash. In this instance, both. Here, the famed warlord is actually a carefree loner who ends up joining forces with Leonardo da Vinci and Jeanne d'Arc to stop a planetary war in a mecha.
It's Lord Nobunaga!
If the creators had maybe alluded to the show's ridiculous nature, then maybe this could have come across as a decent comedy. Instead, it's a run-of-the-mill sci-fi action fest that falls woefully short, no matter how many characters from history they toss on screen.
Figure she's from the Western Star, though. Okay! Digging that view!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.